Thought I'd do a short video on the children's timer option that's available in Engine Driver and has been for some time, but I've actually been doing some work on tweaking it or improving it, especially since later versions of Android have broken a couple of, made a few bits not terribly pleasant to use, and also in general it was a little difficult to get to, and I've made it a bit easier to work with. These changes aren't available yet in the beta. They're in the source code, but they'll become available the next time a beta is released. Why a children's timer? The logic behind it was that we, as a club, had a U-drive, so you'd get children or their parents to pay a nominal fee, $1, and they'd get 5 minutes of running time and it would stop. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on, because it's a bit of a time lag as I show you something. So to set this up, you first have to select the locomotive, and I'm going to pick the first thing I can find off my roster, and we then need to go into the preferences way down the bottom to the children's menu, children's preferences, and in here we've got some options. Time limited running, the first one, which is what was there originally and has been there for some time, will immediately activate the timer, and that works fine. It continues to work fine. But what I'm going to do is show you the new functionality, a new iteration of it, which is to show a timer button, and that's will be an easy way to activate that functionality. The default for the timer button works in a similar fashion, so I've defaulted it. When we use the button, it's going to activate and run for 1 minute, but I can set it up for 1, 2, 5, and 10 minutes. So as I exit out of here, you'll notice that I've got a new button up on my toolbar, and until I do something, I've got full functionality as normal. The moment I press that button, it goes to timer ready. That point forward, the moment I do anything with the locomotive, the countdown starts. So that's going to run for a full minute, because that's what I had it set to, and then we'll see what happens at the end of it. Just to explain a little bit further then, while we're waiting for that to count down, originally one of our former club members developed a rather sophisticated piece of electronics to allow the control of a couple of DC trains, and to function in a similar fashion, so it would run for a specific period of time and shut down. And we'd use this layout at the shows. That layout, as I said, is long gone, and we've been developing a new version of the layout. It's been on the plans for nearly 2 years, but we haven't actually done terribly much with it until now, and so now is why I'm spending a bit more time looking at the code. So here we can see we've got it's running down, and the moment it hits 0, bang, speed goes to 0, and I no longer have any control. I can't do anything with the loco. What I do have is a menu option. You notice all of the other normal menu options are gone. All I have is timer. And if I put in the password, which defaults to 0000, the timer restarts and continues to work in the same way. So the next child has come along, and you're paid their money, and they're going to run their train for their minute or 5 minutes or whatever. I can reset that at any time, so I can extend the period if you wish. If I just go with that, it will allow it to continue running. I can also then put in the reset password, which defaults to 9999, oops, 4 nines, and I'm back to full control. I can total access to everything as per normal. Yes, okay, just to finish off on the preferences for that. So you can set your own password. As I said, the defaults are 000 and 90000 and 9999, but you can change them to anything you like. You may not have noticed, but during that I wasn't able to reverse the locomotive. By checking that box, you will allow them the person running the train to reverse the locomotive. And that's it.